You are now listening to the IELTS podcast. Learn from tutors and ex-examiners who are masters of IELTS preparation. Your host, Ben Worthington.
Hello there IELTS students. In this tutorial we're going to look at how to write an informal letter for General IELTS Task 1. Now even if you're doing IELTS Academic, I would still recommend you listen to this tutorial because the type of writing that you will be doing in the informal letter is very similar to the spoken English. So we're going to look first at the structure, then we're going to look at phrases, and then we're going to look at some idioms. And these idioms and the phrases you can also use in your IELTS speaking. So it's quite useful. So let's jump straight into it. For IELTS General Task 1, sometimes we get asked to write an informal letter. Now, just a quick overview. If we're writing an informal letter, we probably are going to use contractions. It's going to, like I said, use more spoken English. And we can also use direct questions. And we're going to avoid things like please find attached, dear sir or madam, and it's just going to be a lot more relaxed. So imagine we get a question such as write a letter to a friend about a recent holiday. As I said, we're going to obviously there'll be some other pointers in there such as include what you have been doing, include why you liked the holiday, and also mention a time to meet up. Okay, so as you know, when we are planning our answer, we can basically allocate each bullet point a paragraph. So let's jump straight into the addressing. Okay, when we address the letter, we're going to say something like dear Amy, dear David, hi Simon, hi Peter. Okay, very informal. We're not going to say dear Mrs. Smith. So we're on first name terms. This is a friend. So we say dear Amy, comma. Okay, now when we are planning, it's a good idea to make it interesting. And as I said before, use the idioms. So the phrases that we can use for the introduction. So imagine we have dear Amy, comma, then we can just start a new line and we say, how are you? Or how's life treating you? You see, we don't say how is life treating you, we use the contraction. How's life treating you? Question mark. And then something that's natural, like, sorry I haven't been in touch recently, I was overwhelmed with exams. Overwhelmed. Okay, it's quite a useful phrase. Let me tell you about my holiday in Greece. It was fabulous. So also we're using let me, okay, or let's talk about you. Or, let is the informal way, okay, is an informal term. And also we're going to be using vocabulary such as fabulous, terrific, which we probably would not find in a formal letter. Next one. So other informal phrases or idioms we can use in the letter are thrilled to bits, over the moon. Hopefully you know what these mean, and hopefully we're just reviewing them. Thrilled to bits means ecstatic, very excited. Over the moon means similar. And then we've also got other phrases we can use which are quite useful in this letter, in this specific letter writing exercise, and also just in general. So we can say, sorry I haven't been in contact recently, I just kept forgetting. You know me, I have a mind like a sieve. I have a mind like a sieve. What's a sieve? Well, a sieve is the metal, it's usually a metal device, a mesh, and what we can do there is put like cocoa or sugar through it, and only the small bits get through. And if you've got a mind like a sieve, it basically means that a lot of things escape your mind. So I have a mind like a sieve, and that's spelled S-I-E-V-E. I have a mind like a sieve. I'm very forgetful. I don't retain that much information. So we can use that. Sorry I haven't been in touch recently. I kept on forgetting. You know me. I have a mind like a sieve. Next one. It cost an arm and a leg. So this is very useful for the holiday. And it's also very useful because it's an expression about the price of things. And there's quite a lot of opportunity to talk about the price of things, maybe in the speaking and definitely in the letters. Okay, so my recent holiday to Greece was fabulous, but it did cost me an arm and a leg. Okay, it was very expensive. Next phrase, it's driving me up the wall. It's driving me up the wall. For example, as you probably know, I lost my luggage and I'm trying to claim on the insurance, and all the bureaucracy is driving me up the wall. Okay, all the bureaucracy is driving me up the wall. It's just making me nuts. It's making me crazy. I'm going bananas. So we've got 4 useful phrases. Let me just repeat them because they're quite handy. Thrilled to bits, or over the moon. I have a mind like a sieve. It cost me an arm and a leg, or it cost an arm and a leg. It's driving me up the wall. Try and use these in your daily vocabulary. Try and get some feedback on how to use these and when to use these. So maybe if you're in your speaking class or you're with a friend, you can just try sprinkle it in, drop it into your conversation and see what the result is. And obviously, you might want to ask them for feedback afterwards. Now then, moving on to paragraph 1, I'm going to give you a list now of some useful fillers. So, and also, as I said before, these are very useful for your speaking. So we can say, you will never guess what I went through last week. Perhaps that's maybe a little bit more informal than we need, but we could say, definitely in the writing, you will never guess what I went through last week. I lost all my luggage. Full stop. Next phrase. To be honest, it was an excellent holiday. Now this is fantastic for the speaking, especially part 2, because it's almost like a summary statement. To be honest, it was an excellent holiday. To be honest, it was a brilliant experience. To be honest, I was thrilled to bits when I received my first Christmas present. Whatever. Yeah? Okay, the next phrase you can say is, when you hear this, it will keep you on the edge of your seat. That's okay, but it really does have to mean that you're talking about something exciting. Next one, more information about the holiday. So this is definitely useful for your speaking as well. But the point I want to make here is that because General Task 1 in this instant has asked us to write to a friend about a recent holiday, well, we're going to use terms such as maybe travel insurance, eye-opening, spectacular, stunning, fabulous. This terminology is very useful. It's almost topic-specific vocabulary for a holiday. So even though this is an informal letter, there is no excuse not to use fantastic vocabulary, topic-specific vocabulary, travel tickets, flight times, arrival time, suitcase, luggage, lush, green experience, road trip, just vocabulary that's specific to taking a holiday. Put it in there, put it in your letter. Next one. You can also ask, like, you can use phrases about, because we're talking about a holiday, we can use phrases such as planning on traveling. Are you planning on traveling soon? Are you planning on studying? Are you planning on learning a new sport? Okay, this is useful for a general task informal letter, IELTS writing general task informal letter, because This is how we speak, and it's a direct question, and it just sounds natural. Okay, and this is what we are aiming for when we're writing the general task. So we could just put this in the final paragraph. Tell me what your plans are, Amy. Are you planning on traveling soon? Last time we spoke, you mentioned Africa. Full stop. You can see this is almost it's almost like speaking. We're not going to go so informal, but it is very similar. There are a lot of parallels. And also in this context, planning on. So, and we can adapt this also to maybe we're just catching up with a friend, or maybe we're inviting a friend to our house or to a party. We can just put this near the end, because this is what we would do in an informal letter. We'd probably ask them how they've been, what they're doing, what they're planning on doing soon. And once again, it just makes it sound natural. Now, some more good phrases. We can say something like, I must go now, as my mum has bombarded me with errands. This is also good for the speaking. My mum has bombarded me. What does this mean? It means that she's just put a lot of tasks, she's sent a lot of information your way. She's bombarded me. Okay? My boss has bombarded me with jobs to do before the weekend, so I must go soon. Okay? It's quite useful also for the speaking. Another phrase, let's get together soon over a coffee. That's very useful. We can use this towards the end of the letter. So let's get together soon over a coffee, comma, take care and all the best, full stop, new line, hugs and kisses, comma, Ben. But obviously, personally, I wouldn't use hugs and kisses unless I was messaging my girlfriend or writing a letter to my girlfriend. But anyway, so what I'm saying is hugs and kisses is a little bit girly. But if you are a female, well, if you do write like that, that's fine. That's perfect. Obviously, we're not going to use hugs and kisses in the speaking. That might be a little bit awkward. So just towards the end of the letter, we're going to write, let's get together soon over a coffee, comma, take care, or message me when you're free, message me when you can find a good time in your diary. So as I keep saying, it's like spoken English. It's very similar. Now, once we have finished writing, we've finished the plan, we've transferred that plan into our writing, we've followed the bullet points in the question, so we've covered everything. Obviously, now we're going to check for punctuation and spelling, check that we've explained the point, that we've covered the points, and also, if we're going for higher points, if we're going for a higher grade, check that we've got a range of idioms in there as well. I mean, we don't want to go through and force them. I would probably try and get the idioms out of the way first. So when we're planning, look for suitable idioms and don't go back into your writing and try and force it or edit it. Unless you're preparing, in which case you've got the luxury of testing out new terms, new terminology, then there's no harm in testing. And if somebody's giving you that feedback, like at IELTS Podcast, we've got the essay correction service. So if you're using a service such as that, it's a good way to get the feedback and to get tests, to get knowledge if you are actually using the terms correctly. But if you're in your exam, it's better not to do any of the testing. Now then, that's about everything. So as I said, if you want more help with your writing, and you want to get feedback and you want to improve faster, have a look at the correction service. Also, if you want to get some more materials to help you pass IELTS, you can sign up at IELTSPodcast.com. And also, maybe if you've got your exam coming up soon and you need to get this knowledge faster, you might want to have a look at the online course. Or also, if you just want to make sure that you do pass this time, then having a look at the course will be definitely useful because, as you know, it comes with that guarantee of jump to a band 7 or it's free. So my name is Ben. Have a great weekend or week and all the best with your IELTS preparation. Take care.
Thanks for listening to IELTSPodcast.com.